Hey guys, welcome to Frame Chasers. Today I'm just gonna record myself overclocking a Ryzen 3300X. I've never actually done one before, so I didn't have a pre-script for this video because I kind of have general knowledge of how to do it, but I've never actually messed with a third gen Ryzen before. So I'm literally just gonna record myself and explain what I do as I go along and whatever, not off the cuff, you know what I mean? And if you hear my wife screaming upstairs, she's playing Call of Duty right now, so that's what that screaming is. No one's being murdered upstairs or anything like that. So anyway, let's get on this. So today we got a ASRock X570 Taichi, Ryzen 3 3300X, and the memory kit we're using today is a what even is this? Patriot Viper Steel. It's DDR 4000 CL19. It is Samsung B die. I made sure it was when I ordered it. First off, I'm not going to enable XMP on these ones because I know that Ryzen 3000, there's like a fabric clock limit on it, so you can't just set XMP of 4000. You'll actually lose some performance because I think it tops out at 3800, or was it 3600? I'm not too sure, but we're gonna play around with it and see what's going on. First thing I do when I'm overclocking a system, just run it stock out of the box, see what kind of performance numbers you get. Actually, well, let's do that right now. Let's just reboot this. So this is stock. I mean, it's the out of the box. It's set the RAM to like DDR4 2133. That's like atrocious. You would never do that. But I mean, a person coming off the street not knowing what they're doing, they would just turn on their computer and they would run it as is. So let's see what kind of numbers we can pull down with stock settings. Let's see what happens. Let's reboot this. I know pairing an X570 Taichi doesn't make sense with 3300X, but the reason I went with this motherboard is because just in case, okay, there's a good chance that Ryzen 4000 series might actually take the gaming crown. So if I was gonna buy a motherboard for this channel, it was gonna be a motherboard that I would potentially want to use in the future with Ryzen 4000. And in my opinion, the X570 Taichi is the best looking motherboard that you can buy. Like it is gorgeous. I'll put a picture up after this. But man, they did a good job with this board. Even like the Z390 and Z490 Taichis, they look like crap, but like the X570 one is beautiful. Like holy crap, they did a good job with that. All right, anyway, let's see what's going on here. So I gotta work with two mice and keyboards here. So right off the bat, let me see if I can expand this a little bit. I don't know why it's no, that's not gonna work. Scale to window. I don't know why it's in a weird resolution. Let me see if I can change this. Yeah, that's a weird ass resolution. Oh, whatever. I'll just keep it for now. You guys can still see it. Probably because the BIOS is in that resolution, so it kind of defaults to that. But that's fine. So what you want to do first, the most crucial apps you want to download when you're first doing a CPU benchmark, or not a benchmark, overclock, AIDA64 Extreme, OCCT is a good one too for stress testing, but Cinebench and AIDA64 are your two big ones. Let's actually download OCCT quickly. OCCT. The CPU is on a 360mm rad right now. That's just to... I'm not going to overclock it on a stock cooler. This is just to see what it can do kind of thing. All right, OCCT downloaded. Good. Okay, so first off, let's see what kind of numbers it can put down in Cinebench. Go to sensors. All right, so we're idling at about 40. 1 volt. I guess that's normal. I'm not even too sure what's normal on Ryzen, to be honest. All right, this is the problem with low ass resolution. Let's close. Oh man. All right, whatever. Can I? Really? I can't minimize this? Huh? That's kind of stupid. Well, whatever. Okay. To run this. So stock. Looks like it's going to about 64, 65 degrees Celsius on the CPU. That's stock? That seems kind of high. Huh. Did it already crash? Okay, so apparently this thing crashes stock. What the hell? That can't be right. Could be my capture device here. Let's see. Format not supported. Oh, no, it didn't crash. That's weird. It must have been my capture card. Okay. Okay, I gotta fix this resolution. This is too much. This is stupid. Hang on a second. Wow. Why is it doing this? The struggle. Actually, you know what I'll do? I got an idea. Sorry about this. I should have sorted this out. Oh, it changed to 1080. Oh, look at that. All right. Nice. That's what I wanted in the first place. Sweet. Okay. Let's do this again. So. No, I don't want to save. Oh, man. Now I can't see anything. What the hell is this? Is it in 4K mode? It isn't 4K. Come on, man. Just give me 1080p here. Nice. It's way better. Oh, thank God. All right. Let us continue. Cinebench. Oh my God. Run. 65. That was normal. 1.1 volt. Ha. 8 watts apparently. Okay. ASRock motherboards are literally the sketchiest motherboards ever, which I actually kind of like that. Like, they just try and do and get away with the craziest stuff to try and make their boards perform better. Like, what's the, I wonder what it's clocking at right now. .35. So okay, what ASRock is doing here, stock. Okay, this is stock. I haven't touched anything, right? So what ASRock is doing is they fake the power limit to the CPU to make it think it's drawing less energy than it actually is. That's why it's clocking so damn high stock. So whether or not that's a good or bad thing is kind of personal opinion. It's not going to harm your CPU in any way. It was only running 1.1 volt, right? And the temperature was at 65. So no matter how much power that thing is drawing, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? But the benefits of doing that is it was running 4.35 out of the box. So if you are a general consumer not knowing what you're doing, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe if you just buy an ASRock board and throw a chip in there, you're going to get the best performance you can get without touching anything, right? That's kind of why they do that and what the idea is behind that, right? Only Ace Rock boards do that, man. You'll find so many sketchy ass settings in Ace Rock boards. I like it though. Um, but be careful though, because they're so sketchy with their actual motherboards. They do try to cut a lot of corners on their motherboards to try and save money and make more margin. So I always suggest going to like Hardware Unboxed or like BuildZoid. So they always do like motherboard analysis, and if they give the green light for an Ace Rock board, then you're good. But if they don't, just stay the hell away from it. Anyway, that was a little tangent there. So what number we got here? We got 11? 1100 out of the box with a quad core. That's hella impressive. I don't think I've ever seen an Intel quad core go that fast. That's like a little bit slower than the 3970X the other day. Huh. All right. Well, anyway, 1107 Cinebench. So let's write that down. You might not even see a speed increase with memory timings on Cinebench because Cinebench doesn't actually tax your memory at all. So Cinebench 1107 stock. So we're going to save that for later to compare so we don't forget. Desktop. Numbers. This is going to be a long video, guys, so if you want to just download this and listen to it later while you're working on the house or something, that works too. So next we're going to do is IDA64. And this program, oh, it's already open. This program is key for the cache and memory benchmark. This is going to be the most important thing when it comes to Ryzen processors for performance. So let's just see. You don't have to worry about the cache, but you want to right-click on Start Benchmark and start memory tests only. You don't have to do the cache because the cache is directly linked to the memory on Ryzen. So when you actually overclock your cache, it will show up in these results, right? So let's do the memory test. So 31 read. Okay, this is another thing that's kind of weird about Ryzen. So Ryzen uses an IO die and a core die, or a CCD, whatever you want to call it. So what they did on single CCD Ryzens, which is one chiplet, they actually cut the amount of bandwidth on the right of the RAM to half. So you actually need two chiplets to get your full write bandwidth. That being the 3900X or the 3950X. And this always bothered the hell out of me that they did this. And what their reasoning was is they actually cut out a whole bunch of this to increase the cache size and other like IPC related things. And they say that this doesn't make a difference at all in gaming. I don't know if it does or not. They're probably right. I mean, they wouldn't have done that if they didn't, like, test it for a year. You know what I mean? I'm sure they've had chips where they had full bandwidth and then half ones, and it didn't make a difference. That's probably why they have that. Read is definitely going to be more important when it comes to gaming, because you'll load all the textures into RAM and you just read off of it later, right? But this is the one that matters the most. 100 nanoseconds. That is god awful. And this is why Intel still beats Ryzen with gaming. Even though the Cinebench score was 1100, which completely destroys any Intel chip, Intel has 50 nanoseconds, 40 nanoseconds. The processor can access the RAM twice as fast as Ryzen can. And if you're playing a battle royale like, Call of Duty Warzone, it needs to access the RAM constantly. You're switching directions. Your people are parachuting in. People are dying. The game engine is giving you information from all these different directions, and these Ryzen chips are like, hang on, I'm trying to process this information. Can you give me a second, kind of thing. That's why this latency number is so damn important on not just Ryzen, on Intel as well. When it comes to gaming, the lower you can get this number, the better you're going to get your performance. And it scales pretty well. Core clock is going to be the most important on Intel, but on Ryzen, it's going to be this number right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to see how high we can get the core clock and how low we can get this number. And then I'm probably going to do a separate video, probably right after this once we finish, because I'm not sure anyone's going to be watching, you know, an hour, 2 hour long video on how to overclock this. Maybe they just want the numbers, right? But I'm going to do a before and after on out of the box and after the overclock is done to see what kind of FPS numbers we can get out of it, right? All right, so let's start. So what did we say here? We're going to copy this down. Memory. 31 to... Oops. I'm gonna unrecord and re-record just so I don't lose any of the data here. Yeah, I'm gonna do that in 15-minute bursts just because I don't have to re-record everything. 31, 32. Right? I can't really see that. It's kind of fuzzy on my screen. And then 100. We're only focusing on the read here. We're not gonna worry about this. Is all gonna increase proportionally as this increases, so you don't have to really record all three numbers. And 100 nanoseconds. Oops. Save. So we're gonna go back into the BIOS. Probably the first. Okay. I mentioned this in another video. I'm not sure if anybody watched that part of it, but you only change one thing at a time in the BIOS. One thing at a time. So what we're gonna do, we know that the CPU core was at 1.1 volt. What was it? 4.35 gigahertz. So let's see. Let me save this quickly again. Let's see what happens. We're not going to worry about the memory right now. We're just going to do the core as high as we can get it stable. In Cinebench anyway. I mean, you'll have to run OCCT for a couple of hours to really ensure stability. I might have to change screens again. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the BIOS only runs in 1080 mode. That's why it kind of does this. Video capture device. Yeah, check that out. That's kind of weird. All right, whatever. I'll just flip between them. So let's go OC tweaker. Every BIOS is going to be a little different. So I've actually never worked with a Ryzen AceRock motherboard before, so we're going to kind of learn this together. Overclock mode, bus speed, manual. Okay, I don't know what the hell that does. APU PCI Express frequency. Oh, that's interesting. You can actually overclock the PCI Express frequency here. Leave this at 100. Alright, it's not doing it for me. Oh, I guess auto is 100. So if you want to overclock it at 100.1, that's fine. So leave that on auto. It'll put it at 100. You would never really touch that. When would you ever overclock that? The only time you would ever overclock a PCI Express bus is if you're hitting like a bandwidth limit. Like if you're, and even then it might not even work, but if you're raiding like 4 NVMe drives together and you're hitting like a bandwidth limit on the actual bus, you can kind of overclock it to alleviate the limit. You would never do that as a consumer. That is like, don't even worry about this setting at all. Spread spectrum, always disable the spread spectrums. Do I want to explain spread spectrum? In a nutshell, spread spectrum is the bus frequency trying to eliminate noise in the lines by like upping and lowering the clocks in a sine wave. I don't know how, that's just how it works. I don't know the actual science behind it, but you just disable that crap because it actually increases which actually increases stability, oddly enough. CPU frequency volt, don't have to touch that one. VID, never touch it, don't worry about it. SoC uncore. VID, wouldn't have to touch that one either. The SoC is that's your memory controller, so you're gonna have to touch that one, but you don't have to touch the actual vid of it. GPU voltage with, oh yeah, I don't have to worry about that one. VDDP voltage control. Don't have bus signaling, don't touch that one. These ones that are this, like this is what I'm talking about. Like ASRock, no other motherboard vendors have these options. And even touching these in the first place is not going to do anything. It's completely, you'll break something more or faster than you would actually improve something, right? Just leave all these on auto if you ever find this stuff. DRAM information. See how it says manufacturer Samsung? We're going to leave this alone. I can't do anything in here. Load DRAM profile. Let's see what it says, actually. See, that's interesting. Wait, what the hell? Okay, these aren't G-Skill sticks. What this is ASRock put... Okay, so what these are... Man, this is going to be a long-ass video. What these are is ASRock probably read what the chips are on the memory modules and then suggests these settings based on what they've tested on their motherboard. So it's probably read the chips that are on there and it knows that they're Samsung B dies. So it's like, oh hey, these ones are Samsung B dies too. Why don't you select one of them, right? So these profiles would be 16 gigs 2x8 and one of them would be 4x8. So these are 2x8 sticks, so I would select that one if I wanted to test it. We're not going to bother with it. But you can already tell that they've capped it at 3600. So setting this would link it with your fabric clock properly. So they did that on purpose. That's a good feature for people that don't know what they're doing. If it's your first time, try clicking on it and see what happens, right? That's actually a good one. That's interesting. So check that out. This one, these RAM sticks actually have two profiles. And DDR4000 1919 or 3866. So if you actually select the profile 2, that's closer to what the Ryzen likes. It likes around 3800 tops. So I actually wouldn't set these at all just yet. Auto. DRAM frequency. Let's go to 3600. See what happens. Voltage, DRAM voltage. I'm going to go straight to 1.45. B die, don't go above 1.5 volts for daily use. That's kind of common knowledge. If you have like Hynix CJR or something like that, just run them stock. You can't do shit with those anyway. Infinity fabric and frequency dividers. Okay, in this case, I would read the descriptions because this is kind of the territory where I don't know much about it. Infinity fabric frequency and dividers. Okay, so I get this kind of. So would you set this to half of the RAM speed? Set infinity fabric frequency. FCLK equals MCLK. That's the fabric clock equals the memory clock. Manual, the fabric clock must be less than or equal to memory clock for best okay, yeah, okay. Latency penalties, right. Okay, so if we're running DDR4 3600 to start off with, we're going to set the infinity fabric to 1800, which is 1800 times 2 is 3600. That's how I guess that's how we'll know that the fabric clock and the RAM timings are linked. DRAM timing configuration. We'll just go with these numbers, yeah. 19, 19, 19, 39. That's just so I know it works. We'll tighten those up later. External voltage settings and load line calibration. Wait a minute, didn't we say that we were doing core first? I guess we're doing memory first. Kind of got lost track of what I was doing there. CPU V-core, here we go. This is where all this stuff is. I'm gonna leave it on all auto for now. We're gonna do memory first since I've already explained half of that. V-core load line calibration. You can usually leave this on auto. It depends on how much V-droop you get. VDD. Don't have to touch that one. SoC load line calibration. VDDCR SoC. This might actually be the memory controller voltage. I'll have to check that after. I'm going to see what it puts down first. Where's the actual... Where's the actual... fabric settings? None of this stuff. AMD overclocking, except eco mode. Disable that. I don't want none of that stuff. PBO. Precision boost overdrive. So this is AMD's default way of overclocking their processors. So precision boost overdrive will take your temperature of your processor, the load applied to it, and it will boost to a certain point depending on those factors, right? So remember that thing I was talking about how the ASRock board was faking the wattage? It was faking the wattage so precision boost overdrive could boost the thing higher, right? But this is interesting. It might actually... It looks like you can actually set the wattages and amps manually. Adjust total CPU socket power. So I'm assuming if you leave them on 0, it won't take your wattage or current into account. That would explain why it was boosting so damn high stock. Cool. I'm going to leave it on auto then. Advanced. PBO limits. Max CPU boost clock override. That's an interesting one. Increases the maximum CPU frequency that can be automatically achieved by the Precision Boost 2 algorithm. Precision Boost override scaler. This might be useful for the 3900X and the 3950X, where the single core boost... One sec. The single core boost on those chips is higher than the all core boost. On the 3300X, you don't really have to do that because the all-core boost is going to be the same as the single-core boost. So I'm actually going to do this manually later. But what I'm assuming this does... So you remember how it was boosting to 4350? I'm assuming if we put 50 megahertz here, it's going to boost to 4400. You know what? Let's try that just for kicks. I want to see what that does. leave everything else stock, and just increase it by 50 megahertz. Let's see if it actually does it. So when I'm doing Cinebench, it should go to 4400. What else are we doing here? AMD overclocking, except LN2 mode. That's liquid nitrogen. Don't touch that stuff. SoC uncore OC mode. I wonder if they just want upstairs. My wife's screaming. Forces CPU, SoC, uncore components, Infinity Fabric, memory. Okay, this is probably this is like the same thing as disabling C states on Intel. That's up to you. I probably would enable this because I don't really care about power savings. Yeah, I'm gonna enable that. I don't give a damn about power savings at all. I'd rather just max that thing out 24/7. It'll actually make Windows run a lot snappier too. Eco mode, disable. AMD CBS. Oh, so there's C states here too. Whatever, leave it on auto. See, this is weird. I still don't know. You know what? Let's see what happens. Let's save this and exit. 1.45 volt DRAM, 3600, and then we set the Infinity Fabric to 1800. That should link them. And when we do Cinebench, it should go to 4400. Let's see what happens here. Save and exit. Hopefully it actually runs. Oh, it turned off. See, now it's in a boot loop. So I did something wrong. So I'm assuming there has to be a way to... It can't be the DRAM voltage because these things run at way less voltage than that. But it would have to be that fabric clock. It would have to be fabric clock related. Let's see what's going on here. SoC uncore OC mode needs to be enabled to force this voltage. Okay. Man, why can't they just put everything in one damn spot? What is this? VDD CR SoC voltage. I'm not sure what a safe SoC voltage is for Ryzen. I'm assuming offset mode. No, let's do fixed mode. Fixed voltage. Let's try 1.15. Let's see what happens there. CPU V core. Let's go 1.2 just to get that out of the way to make sure that's not what's holding it back. Because remember, it was at 1.1 volt when we did Cinebench. Fixed mode, 1.15, 1.2. Let's see if this boots it. No. 1800, 3600. Let's see if this does it. Save changes. I'm gonna turn it off and on again quickly. Still not booting. This chip might also just suck, which is possible. Let's go in smaller steps here. I'm gonna do 3200 RAM and 1600 fabric clock. Struggle. Okay. You know what? I didn't follow my own rule of changing one thing at a time. I'm so impatient, even though I should be doing that. 3200, 1600. This has to boot. There's no way this cannot boot. Save changes. Okay, it looks like we're gonna boot here. Maybe. Yeah, okay, so we're booting here. Okay. Alright. Let's do a quick IDA and then let's see if it actually increased the latency at all. I also wanna oh man, this stupid thing. I also wanna see I also want to see what I was saying here. God, this thing is annoying as hell. Alright. Not this again. Can I just... Alright, whatever. Okay. I want to see... IDA 64. Cinebench. I want to see if it actually goes to 4.4 now. Because remember, we changed PBO to increase it by 50 megahertz. Ryzen is a very different beast to Intel, I must say. No wonder nobody knows how to do this crap. It's complicated as hell. Okay, so the CPU V-core didn't actually go up to 1.2, even though I set it to 1.2. And this didn't go up either. Interesting. Well, it did by 25 megahertz. It's weird. That's not... what's the SoC? 1.15. So that worked. DIMM 1.448. So that worked too. So the memory clock and the... Wow, that number is hella lower. So the memory clock and the DDR voltage and the SoC voltage applied. The CPU core voltage did not. $3,200, 2019. That's weird. CR1. Oh, why is it CR1? That's probably why it wasn't booting before. Just put CR2. CR1 just like command rate 1 is just like not ever gonna work at high speeds. It just don't even bother with that shit. So check that out. 3,200, we got to 45 and 80 nanoseconds. So we got a 20 nanosecond boost there, but this is still pretty unacceptable for gaming. Quite unacceptable. Like old X99 and X79 chips can get to about 55. So if this can't, that's rough. But let's see what's going on. Let's go back. I'm gonna leave the core and PBO alone for now because that's not working anyway. Let's go back to the RAM. I'm gonna do a quick Google search of what the max safe SoC voltage is. I'm assuming it's probably 1.2 to 1.3, but I don't want to mess up this chip because I gotta sell it after. Max SoC voltage Ryzen 3000. Generally considered upper limit of safe SoC voltages, particularly Ryzen 3000, 1.2 volts. Yeah, that's what I figured anyway, 1.2 volts-ish. So why didn't the... Okay, right. So I assume... Let's go into DRAM timings here. Where's the command rate? What the hell's the command rate here? Command rate, auto 1. This is probably why it wasn't booting before, because you can't run that tight of a command rate at 3800. It's not going to work. Let's do command rate 2. Gear down mode? I've heard of this before. I don't know what it does, but apparently if you can disable this, it will run faster. That's all I know. But I've never... I'm going to leave this alone for now. We're going to go 19, 19, 19, 39, command rate 2. We're going to increase this to 3400 and this to 1700. And let's see what happens if it'll boot. Didn't boot. Huh. Or maybe it just has to no. What am I missing here? This thing sucks. Let's try 1.2 SoC then. Unless there's an option that I'm missing somewhere. This really is a gorgeous board though, man. That is a nice looking board. Come on, boot already. Yeah, after it fails 3 or 4 times, it'll boot into a kind of a safe mode. It'll keep your settings, but it won't work. It is derived from the CPU on... Oh. So check this out. This is the actual CCD control for voltage. Represents the voltage for the data portion of the Infinity fabric. It is derived from the CPU SoC uncore voltage. Alright. Well, let's just match that with the, let's match that with the SoC voltage then. 1.15. See if that makes it boot. 1. It's not even red, so it's fine. Don't worry about the DRAM being red. It just shows red because most memory chips shouldn't go that high, but Samsung B-Die, you're laughing. But CCD IOD, data portion of the Infinity fabric. Alright, let's do this too then, 1.15. Let's see if this makes it boot. Nope. I'm finding it hard to believe that it's not going to boot at 3400. That's pretty soft. Let's see here. Let's go back in. Let's try 1.2 volts. Let's just hammer it right away. See if we can get it to boot. If it doesn't boot at 1.2, then there's definitely an option that I'm missing somewhere. I could try 3400 RAM and 1600 fabric clock just to see if it's the fabric clock or the RAM that's stopping it from booting. I might try that next, actually. Let's go 1.2. 1.2. 1.2. SoC voltage. Alright. 1.2, baby. Nothing. Alright. Clearly I'm missing something here. Maybe I should have done some research before starting this. Alright, I'm going to lower the fabric clock to 1600 and we're going to see if it boots then. This guy's saying VDDG. What the hell is that? Did I miss something? Oh no, same crap. Alright. VDDP. AMD overclocking setup specifies the SoC. You know what? I'm gonna try... Okay, I got an idea here. I'm gonna load defaults. And we're gonna try, since I'm a noob at this apparently, we're gonna load a DRAM profile. One of these G-Skill ones, 2.8, 3600. And I wanna see what the hell it sets in these settings. Will it even tell me? I don't think it will. Let's see if it boots. I want to see if this boots. $3,600. I want to see if this boots. Oh my god, it's booting. Is the Infinity Fabric gonna be at 1800? Huh, wait. Are you gonna tell me the voltages? No, it's not. Let's go into IDA and check then. Hardware monitor. DRAM voltage, V-Core. V-Core 1.3? Why the hell would it change that? VDDP. Does the... Oh. V-Core... Literally the only thing that got changed with that profile was the V-Core. The VDDCR SoC is 1.0. VDDCR is 1.0. Huh. So I guess the core is actually what you need to overvolt for the Infinity Fabric. I thought those things were completely unlinked. You know what the funny thing is? If I actually did the core first, we wouldn't have ran into that problem. And I wouldn't have actually known that. Because I would have overclocked the core to 4.4, 4.5, and then I would have had to up the core voltage, and then when I did the fabric, it would have just worked, and I wouldn't have known why. That's interesting. Huh. I might have to take a break here in a second and check up on the wife. I think she might be napping, but let me turn this off and on quickly. Alright, we're back into Windows here. Let's see if that G-Skill profile did what it said it was gonna do. Let's check the RAM first. So we'll know if it linked the fabric clock or not, depending on the latency number. So we linked it at 3200 and got 70 nanoseconds. Okay, never mind. This is fucking garbage. It didn't do shit. Okay, so apparently that doesn't work at all. Huh. Alright, so apparently that is a completely worthless button that doesn't do anything. Let's go off of the information that we got though and put the core at 1.3 volts. And then we'll put the SoC at 1.1, and then we'll see if we can get the fabric clock higher based on that. I wonder why it didn't do anything. Overclock mode, bus speed. 1.1, 1.1. Yeah, this profile shit didn't do anything. Huh. Infinity fabric dividers. Yeah, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go back to 3200. We're gonna go DRAM 1.45, XMP off. 3200, 1.45, DRAM timing at 19, 19, 19, 19, 39, command rate 2. And SoC voltage 1.1. None of this crap. CPU core voltage 1.3 fixed mode. V-core load line, that's fine. Alright, we're going 1.3 core, 1.1. Let's restart this because we know that 3200 and 1600 worked fine. Oops. We know that this booted. Save. Okay, so far so good. I'm going to quickly go back into Windows and just double check that the core actually applied and it's 1.3 now. Okay. CPU core 1.0. I've got to be doing something wrong here because why are none of the settings that I'm setting apply? Unless the AceRock board is doing funny stuff again. Start 1.1. You know what? We might have to download hardware info for this. Sometimes... Here's another nugget of information. Sometimes IDA64 won't display the right voltages. It depends on what voltage controllers they use. It might not actually be AceRock doing some sketchy stuff. It might just be the voltage controller they're using is not supported by IDA. Hardware info, hardware info is kind of on the next level above ADA. It will find voltages and controllers even if it doesn't support them. It'll just display some weird ass serial number or bar number, but at least you know what the voltage is. Let's see, let's go sensors only. Don't update. Let's see here. CPU core voltage 1.3. See, that's so interesting. All right, let's run. Okay, so I guess we're not going to be using IDA for this. We'll kind of have to use both. That's weird that IDA doesn't detect the core voltage. So let's run Cinebench at 1.3 volts. And we'll know if it's actually applying the voltage if the temperature goes up. 1.3 is significantly higher than 1.1. A little bit of V-droop. Same temperature though. Yeah, who knows? Maybe it was 1.3 before. But at least we know it's at 1.3 now. And SoC 1.1. Alright. Now we're going to try upping the fabric clock again. I don't care about this. Close this. Yes. Because, well, I guess it doesn't, sorry, my brain's just going a mile a minute right now, or like 10 miles a minute. If this doesn't work now, I'm just going to take a break and pause the video and go do some research on how this works. Because this, like, come on. Shouldn't be this complicated. And if I can't figure it out, a regular user is going to have no hope. 3,400, 1,700. Let's just see what happens. Save changes. With a 1.3 core. Nah. Alright, I am gonna pause here. And I'm gonna come back when I actually get some research and figure this out. Because there has to be like one button that I'm missing in all this. There has to be a certain setting that I'm just missing. I'm going to find it and I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. I figured it out. It was literally the dumbest thing that you can possibly imagine. Oh man. Okay. You know how I figured it out? I reset everything. So I was playing around with it for like an hour, like off camera. And I set everything to default. And I literally went up in one step at a time on the RAM speed until it failed. And I didn't touch the fabric clock. I was literally changing one thing at a time. And I could get it to 3366 or whatever it was down here. 33. And then it would crash. Every time, over and over, and I changed pretty much every single voltage in the damn motherboard, and it wouldn't boot. So anyway, so I googled X570 Tai Chi won't go above 3200, and the first thread that came up on Google was in this motherboard specifically, you want your RAM chips in slots A2 and B2. Let that sink in for a second. You want the RAM in slots A2 and B2. Anyone with a logical brain would put the damn RAM slots in A1 and B1. Oh my god, man. And you know what the thing was? Usually on other motherboards, when you put the RAM in the wrong slots, it will tell you right when you post up. It says, not optimal RAM configuration. Please put it in A2 and B2. But this dumb motherboard didn't do that. So I'm like, oh my god. So I stick the damn things in A2 and B2, restart it, throw it on 3600, and it works fine. I'm gonna leave it all in the video anyway because that doesn't nullify the experiences through this, and anything that I do wrong might save somebody some time down the line. But holy balls, man, I guess maybe read the manual before you put the damn computer together. Like, how many years have I been doing this for? And this oh my god, this motherboard, yeah, let's put it in A2 and B2 because those are the primary, and those two slots are the furthest away from the CPU, which makes no sense. Usually it's the two closest to the CPU that you put them in. Alright, rant over. Let's just start over. Not over, but I'm gonna break the cardinal rule and just change a million things at once and let's just jumpstart this damn thing. Alright, so 3600, we're gonna go 1.45, we're gonna go 3600, we're gonna go 1800 fabric, DRAM timing, 19, 39, Command rate 2, 1.45 volts. We're going to do 1.3 on the core. Fixed. 1.3. 1.2 SOC. I don't know why this is level 1. Level 3. Level 3. Alright. Alright. This should boot. Oh, man, that was like fucking 2 hours I'm never getting back. I gotta bleep that. I'll bleep it later. Oh, what a disaster. Alright, let's do this. What a disaster. The things you learn about certain motherboards, man, and I was starting to think that it was actually my RAM chips that were bad. But they're Samsung, so I know that they're good. But maybe the steel ones just aren't good. But anyway, let's see what's up here. Let's do a latency test right off the bat. Unreal, though. Unreal. Did I click it? Alright. So we're at 3600. I don't know why this shows 20. And why is this showing CR1? AMD does funny stuff, man. But, I mean, if the numbers keep going up like this, who cares? Look at that boost. We've already doubled it from the first time. Latency, 70. Not good enough. Not good enough. We got to get those numbers down. Damn. This is the problem with Ryzen, man. I don't know. They gotta fix that latency problem with these damn chips. Hopefully Ryzen 4000 can get that done. But these things are never gonna beat Intel in gaming as long as like 70 nanoseconds. Like, what do you like? You can't run 240 FPS with 70 nanoseconds. Nah. All right. Let's go back and tweak a bit more. Let's up those numbers. I wonder how high we can go on this. I wonder how high we can go on the RAM speed and the fabric clock. But still, we shaved off 30 nanoseconds from stock, which is pretty massive. Alright. Let's do 3800. 3800 is kind of approaching the limit of what Fabric can do from what I've read from, you know, other tubers and tech and overclockers. 3800, 1900. Let's see if this works. Save. I'd be surprised. Oh, we're still good. It's booting. Oh, maybe not. Oh. Is she going to do it? She's thinking about it. Oh, I don't think so. Nah. Yeah, we're right on the edge there. That kind of sucks though. I was hoping to get a little bit faster. Yeah, I gotta reset this. Why the hell is the motherboard so hot? It's not booting. Damn it. Try one more reset. If not, then I'll do clear CMOS. Nah. Clear CBTN2. Yes, I want to clear it. I wonder if we up the SoC voltage to like 1.225 if it'll do it. Let's try that. Come on, let's go here. It has to like rethink everything all over again. There we go. Jesus. Oh, it erased all my settings. That's fine. So let's do 3800, 1.5. Then we're gonna do 1900. That seems like such a high fabric clock, though. If we can get this to work, though, 19, 39. Command rate 2. External voltages, core, fixed, 1.3. Oops. Oh, not 1.6. Holy balls. SoC, 1.225. I wonder if that'll just be able to nudge it over the edge there. 3. Let's try, let's try 1.2 here. 1.2. I wonder if that'll help it just a bit. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. No, she's not doing it. It's getting stuck in the same spot. Oh, that's too bad. I really wanted that. 1.25. Why the hell is this all getting so hot, though? No wonder these damn things need chipset fans. What the hell is that? Doesn't make any sense. What? The rest of the motherboard isn't even like hot, but this heatsink on the top is just roasting. Doesn't make any sense. I guess there's no airflow, but still. Alright, we're trying a 1.25. I probably wouldn't do that as a daily driver, but I just want to know. I'm curious if it'll do it. And if it doesn't, then we'll lower the fabric by 50. Alright. $3,800. DRAM voltage. And 1900. DRAM timing. 39. 2. 1.3. Oh shit. 1.3. 3. 1.25. Level 3. Let's see. 1.25, baby. You got this. I believe in you. I believe in you. No, she was not doing it. Not having it. Oh, man. All right, next divider down. But you know what? On the bright side, though, at least it's black and white. It's not like it's gonna boot half the time and not work the other half of the time. At least you know there's like a hard wall of it's not working, it's not working. Which is fine, I'm okay with that. We'll just tighten the shit out of the timings. I still have that 60 nanosecond goal. We got it. We can get there. We can do it. Usually you go in steps of frequency and fabric clock first. Once you've hit your wall, you crush those timings after. And it can take a while, but it's worth it. It's worth it. Alright, I'm going to pause this quickly and start again. Alright. Damn, this is already an hour long. Let's do, what's the next one down here? 3800, 37, 33. That's a good one. 1.5. 1900. What's 3733 divided by 2? $37.33 divided by 2. 1866. Okay, so this is the this is the one. This is the one. DRAM timing 39 2 and the fixed 1.3 3 1.2 3. Let's see if this boots. Did it boot? Just thinking about it. Oh, you know what? If this is right on the cusp, I'm gonna bump the SoC voltage by just a bit to make it stable. 1.25. Oh, 1.22. That'll do it. I wouldn't go much more than that for daily driving, though. It's not worth it. She gonna work? Oh, yeah. She's going into Windows. She's going into Windows, baby. All right. Let's see what kind of gains we got here. Oops. Oh, yeah. I'm excited. Let's do this. So this is probably the fabric clock limit of this chip, which is kind of crappy, but I mean that's just Silicon Lottery anyway. Let's see here. Cache. Now, could you imagine if AMD could get the fabric clocks to like 2.4 gigahertz or something? The latency would be gone. That would be it. They would fix it. It'd all be fixed. 3733. See, I don't even know why it shows CR1, but I mean, if it works, it works. CR1's better. What are you giving me? Oh, yeah. 67.8. I think we can crush that down just a bit with timings. Oh. 67.8, baby. Oh, I like that. All right. We're going to do some timing work here. I'm not going to dive too deep into timings. a timing video would literally take like 10 hours. Like, it's too much. It's too much. But if you have Samsung B dies, I can give you the quick and dirty on just a few settings that you can tweak in there. So we know this is good, this is good, this is good. DRAM timing. What was it? 37, 33, and B die. You can usually go 17, 17, 37. Actually, with B dies at this low of a frequency of 37, 33, you can usually do 16. Let's see if this boots before we change anything else. I think it'll be fine. Yeah, B dies are awesome. Even though you buy them and it says 1919, 1939, you just lower it. Yeah, we're good here. You know what? 37, 33. Let's go. Let's do it. 15. I'd be really surprised if it booted. Oh man, these chips are awesome. You booting? Oh, she's booting. Oh yeah. That's gonna be a huge boost in our latency. Next. The next two biggest ones that you can change for easy gains. The rest of them leave on auto, forget them, but... Oh, wait, this one doesn't have activate window. Interesting. Okay, well... I guess for Ryzen, the next one that you can do that will boost the biggest number is this one, 300. Refresh... TRFC is the one. I've never seen TRFC 2 and 4, though. That must be a Ryzen thing. I'm not going to bother with those ones. I'm just going to adjust this one because I know this one will make some gains. Usually you just want to do it in 20 number increments until it stops booting, and then you just go up by like 30, and then you know it's stable. That's what I've been doing. So default is 312. Let's just go 275 to start. See if it boots. And you'd be surprised how that lowers your nanoseconds by quite a bit. 275. She booting? She is booting. Alright, we're gonna go 250. You just keep going until it stops. 250. You booting? You booting? Oh, she's thinking about it. I don't think it's gonna boot at 230. Oh, she's booting. Let's try 230. 225. Just do it. 250. That's low, man. Oh my god. 225. This is not gonna boot. Yeah, no way. Okay, so we'll... Oh, man, don't make me reset it. We're going to probably go with 250 then. Ah, oh, come on, put me back in the BIOS. Oh. Okay, another tip for you. If you ever plan on memory overclocking, get a BIOS with a clear... Does this one have a safe boot button? No. Yeah, this one's even isn't that good. Get a motherboard that has a clear CMOS button or a safe boot button, because the only way to reset a motherboard BIOS is taking the damn battery out. And I can't even imagine how cumbersome that would be every time you change one wrong thing and you have to take the damn battery out for 30 seconds every damn time. It is just a nightmare. That's why Asus boards are so nice. They have that memboot OK button on them. And then you just press that, and it actually doesn't even wipe your settings at all. You can still just go back and make changes. But this one, it's fine. I'm fast enough where I don't really care. I should save a profile, though, to be honest. Because now I gotta input all this crap again. Yeah, what a waste. Ah, whatever. So 250 is what we're gonna go with here. 3733. 1.5. That one, 1867. 15, 35. What was this one at? 250? We'll go 250. We'll go 255 just for stability. Because it was kind of sketchy at 250. And then we'll do command rate 2. Even though it shows 1, I'm putting 2 anyway, just because I know it runs at 2. Fixed. 1.3. Level 3. Fixed. 1.225. Level 3. Alright. So this should boot, and let's go see what it says in IDA now. That should be a pretty good bump. I love this kind of stuff. You know, a lot of people are going to be like, who has the patience for this kind of crap? But I mean, that's what we're all about here at Frame Chasers, man. Gotta get as much FPS as possible in those games. And you just have to think of it... You have to think of it as a fun process, not as work. You know what I mean? I don't know, like... I guess it takes a certain personality type to enjoy this kind of stuff. But like for me, when I get to see those numbers just going down and down and down, and I get to just get that free performance over and over and over, it's just awesome. Who doesn't like free performance? And that way when the next guy is firing at you in the game, and you're going to get the shot off first because you have less latency than he does, who's the better off? The guy that put in the work or the guy that was too lazy to bother, right? Let's see what the cache says. Come on, baby. It's 37, 33, 15. Come on, baby. Come on, come on, come on. Show me that 60. Show me that 60. Oh! 61.6. Oh, dude. Oh. I bet you if I could get that damn fabric to 3800. Oh. You know what? I could probably get that down to 59 or 58 if I actually went and did all the tertiary subtimings. But just for the sake of length for this video, let's just call it a day with there. 61.6. What was stock? Stock was 100, right? This is actually gameable on. I might just go for like 59 in my own time, like after I turn the video off. Maybe for the benchmark video. All right, so we're all whatever. There's gonna be a 1 millisecond variance anyway, but let's see if that made a difference in Cinebench at all. Just for curiosity's sake, I'm kind of wondering. It was at, what, 1100 before? SOC, yeah, 1 point, yeah. Let's see how far we can push this this quad core. I think the safe voltage for Ryzen chips is about 1.35. See, why is it lower? That's not cool. That makes no sense. Huh. What am I missing here? $4.35. That's the same. Did I mess something up? 4.3, yeah, that's fine. The clock is good. See, I wonder if it's kind of like the Intel cache. Yeah. Huh, the score went down. Look at that. What is going on there? I bet it is like that. You know what? For argument's sake, I'm going to leave everything the way it is and just lower it to 3700. And that should fix any cache misses. If that's what's going on anyway, because that's kind of weird. We lost like 200 points. That means something's obviously wrong. What's the next one down? Oh man, that's low. Well, it's better than a lower score. Let's see if just for curiosity's sake, let's see if that fixes it. Just one notch down. Now it's not booting. I'll be back. Yeah, so check this out. 1172, that's at 4.4. And look at this. Look at what we're at. I'm not sure if this is stable yet, but it is possible. Now, this is a pretty aggressive memory overclock, but I know I have Samsung B-Dies, so we're good. But check this out. We went to 14. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on. Oh! That gaming nanosecond. Aw, baby. Alright, so next thing that we're going to do on the list, we're just going to see how high... Okay, so what... let me show you. I'm like so excited that this is actually working now. I'm so stoked. We're going to put the voltage at... I'm going to put it at 1.35. Yeah, I'll put it at 1.35, and then we'll just keep upping the clock on all the cores until it stops working. And then Then we're going to run OCCT, see if it's stable, and then we're pretty much done the video. And then I'll run some benchmarks later. Alright, let's go. Now, it's not the vid. You don't have to worry about changing that. That doesn't do anything. Where was it here? External voltage settings. 1.35. And then we're going to do frequency on the all cores. 4.5? I wonder how high these things can go. I have no idea. 4.5. I'm going balls deep. Balls deep. 4.6, baby. Let's bump this up a little bit more. 1.375. Balls deep. Come on, boot. I know you can do it. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, she's booting. Oh, she's booting. Oh, no, she's not booting. She's not booting. Oh, she's booting. Oh, yeah. Let's see what we got here. $4.6, man. This thing's a champ. Other Ryzen chips cannot go that fast. Oh, I don't think this is... No, it restarted. Damn it! She wasn't happy. You gotta bump up that voltage, son. It's close though. It's right on the cusp. 1.4 volts. I wouldn't run this daily, but for testing purposes, we're going balls deep. She booting? Oh yeah. She's going way faster this time. She likes that. She likes that balls deep action. I wonder how much you can say on YouTube. Guess you can't really talk about going balls deep too much. It's just like some kid watches your video. Oh, no, she didn't like that again. God. Alright, instead of upping the voltage, we're going to back down on the core a little bit. That's a little too much for my liking. You can't go 1.4 volts on 7 nanometer. A little too much. We'll go 45, 50. See if that does it. Surprising. I thought I could get 4.6, but I mean 4.55 is still hella impressive for these little chips. Oh man. Why you do this? If this ever comes up after 3 failures, you just restart and it does it normally again. It's like, it just thinks that something else is going wrong, so it tries to fix Windows, but Windows doesn't know that you're just being an idiot. So you just restart and it goes back to normal. Alright, let's see if you can boot this time. I believe in you. I believe. Oh, I think we're okay. 4.55, 1.4 volts. Okay. That is something. Let's go check IDA. And if this works now, then we're pretty much done the video. This part of the video series that I'm going to be doing on this. Let's see here. Man, that was a long process. I should just do a quick summary. I gained so much knowledge in this last couple of hours here, though, which I'm going to need for later. It'll save me time later if I ever upgrade to Ryzen 4000. Gonna have to do all this again. Nice. Alright, 59.5. That is sick. That is a crazy overclock. Alright. Now let's go Cinebench. I wonder what the temperatures will be at 1.4 volts though. Should be okay on my 360 mil rad, but let's check this out here. Hopefully it doesn't blue screen. Yeah, 4.55. Oh, 68 degrees? 69? That's good. The problem with these little 7 nanometer chips is the heat is so densely packed in these small little chiplets that it's actually hard to get it out of the chip, right? Kind of wonder if delidding these things would be beneficial. Nah, it crashed. Probably would be, but I'm not going to delid it though because I'm not going to delid it because I got to sell this chip after to get my money back, so can't really do that. I'm not going to keep it for any reason. Although if I had a B450 Tomahawk or something, I would totally put this in a build. But you can't get it locally anywhere right now. Actually, all motherboards in general right now are just sold out on AMD platforms. It's crazy. That's why I bought this one. I had a chance. It was the last one in stock, and it was actually a not an open box model, but it was a demo model, so it still had all the plastics around it and everything, but it was like demoed, I guess, and I was like, I don't care, give me the damn board. I want that board. I'm not even sure if ASRock will ever make it again. You just can't get them. Let's go for, I don't want to increase the voltage anymore. 4525. And you know what? I'll put this, when I put this up on eBay, I'll actually like link the video so they can like know what kind of a chip they're buying before they're buying it. Like, these are the settings for this chip. Just input. I've already done the work for you. Ugh. I really wish you wouldn't do this every time. I gotta get a second capture card for this crap. But I can't really afford that crap right now. It's a waste of money. Just for moving the mouse around a bit. There we go. Alright. Alright, let's see what's up. Let's try this again. So we're doing 4525. Also, the RAM that I got, these Steel Series ones, they were 90 bucks, man. It like 19 bucks, 16 gigs of B-die. There's no RGB or anything, but like, this isn't an RGB channel. This is a get the most frames for your dollar channel. You'd be surprised how much RGB costs, man. It is, you want a little bit of lights on your computer, you gotta pay for it. It's they know what people want. They know it. It's just like nice wheels in a car. Even though a car has like 1,000 horsepower, you're not selling it unless it has like a pretty paint job and some wheels. Whereas the guy with like a broken engine will sell the damn car if it looks nice, right? It's the weirdest thing. Humans are very visually stimulated. See, that's not faster again. 11. That's like the same as it was at 4.4. Something else must be going on here. See, what the hell is taking up 30% of my CPU right now? A Windows update? Okay, another point. Whenever you're cinebenching or doing a CPU test, you gotta make sure this is at 0 or 1% before you run the damn test, because there's always some random crap going on in the background and you won't get an accurate reading. Okay, 1%. Let's go again. And when you... Oh, man, did it just crash? It crashed. Alright, let's do this again. I guess 4.5 is what we're going to be stuck with at a safe voltage here. That's kind of an average chip, I think. From what I understand, 4.6 is quite difficult. Even 4.5 is quite difficult. But 4.5 at those memory timings, this thing should haul quite nicely. Let's try 4.5. All right. And you know why it crashed the second time and not the first time? Is because if you're giving 100% of your CPU to Cinebench, it's a much heavier load than a Windows update is. And that's why it crashed. Let's see here. Nice. Let's try this again. I already know the temperatures are good, so I'm not going to bother. Alright. Before we even do this, we're going to wait until this is like 1. We're good here. 1, done. Let's go. Go, go, go. Come on, don't crash. Come on, don't crash. And it crashed. Oh. That sucks. It's not even blue screening, though. Or maybe it is, but I can't tell because it's on a capture card. That would make more sense. It couldn't be like a power limit type of thing. Let's... Okay, you know what? Just to make sure it's not a power limit thing, we're going to go 1.42. Yeah. If it shuts off at 1.42, then it's a power limit problem. I got to go in there somewhere and find how to turn that off. I don't see why there would be a power limit on this board, though. This board has more than enough VRM to push 16 cores, never mind 4. Very strange. Alright, let's try this one more time. I'm actually going to have IDA open for this one. I want to see what the temperatures are at. Come on. Come on. Did it crash? No. Why can't I minimize this thing? Oh, I did an OpenGL test. What is this? Cancel. Oh my god, cancel. Whew. I must have misclicked. Alright. Cinebench. 3%, 2%, good enough. Let's go. Oh, that temperature's good. Oh, I guess we are at 1 gigahertz less. Come on, don't crash. Don't crash, don't crash. So it's not a power limit thing. It actually was crashing. That sucks, though, so it can't even do 4.5. Oh, my God. No, it's a power limit thing. Yup, it's a power limit thing. I gotta find out where the hell that is. The motherboard wouldn't reboot that fast if it wasn't a power limit thing. Let's check this out here. Where would it be? Where would power limits be? AMD overclocking. Eco mode. It wouldn't be here because this is the precision boost specific options. No. No, can't be here. Maybe it is over there. PPC adjustment. No. Huh. DRAM information. Load. DRAM voltage. DRAM timing. Huh. Oh, well, there's this. Huh. Maybe it is over there. Let's try. Precision boost. Nope. Alright, let's see what the max value is here then. Okay. Whatever. Max that out. Okay. Oh, you know what? I'll disable this just in case it's doing something else. I don't see any other options anywhere else. No, no fan tuning. Let's see if that does it. Let's see if that does it. "17 minutes again. My God. Alright, let's see if this does anything here. I'm reaching my limit for this overclocking sesh here. Getting tired. Sensors. CPU ID. Cinebench. Let's see what's up. Now, if it was that option, it shouldn't turn off. In which case, we can try 4.6 again. Alright, let's try this. 2%. Go. 4.5. Unless there's a third, like... No. 4.5. Come on, come on, come on. You can do it. You can do it. So if this doesn't power off now, then the current and wattage options were actually in the PBO settings. Man, they really got to sort out which settings they put in which folders. Oh, there we go. All right, 1160. That's not even that much higher than what the heck it was before. 60 points? That does not seem worth shoving 1.4 volts into this thing for 60 points. Let's try to go back to 4.6. Or let's try 4.75, because it didn't even boot at 4.6. But that's very strange. I wonder why it's not scaling with frequency at all. But I guess I have heard that Ryzen does not scale past 4.4 gigahertz anyway. But I didn't know that that meant Cinebench as well. Usually Cinebench will scale with core clock. 4575. Let's see what happens here. And then if this powers off, we'll just go back to 4.5 and then we'll call it a day. And we have our overclock. And then these are the settings are what I'm going to test the games with. But I'll show you how to do a stress test to make sure it's all good before. Come on. So we're going to go just Cinebench this time. No other load anywhere else whatsoever. Alright, we're at, come on, 1%. Let's go. Come on. 4, 5, 7. Oh, alright. Well, at least it didn't black screen and crash. But, alright, we're stopping at 4.5 here. 4.5 gigahertz. And that is it. Let me show you what you have to do to stress test it now, all your settings. And I think we're done here, folks. 4.5 gigahertz and a 3733 RAM overclock with a linked. Are you gonna boot here? Or with a linked fabric clock and CL14 timings. That is pretty damn good. I mean, we got our latency down to 59. That's sick. I bet this thing will game like a champ. Samsung B-Die, man. Don't buy RAM that's not Samsung B-Die. There's just no point. Doesn't matter for which platform, any platform. Just don't, just buy the Samsung stuff. Such a nice board, though. If Ryzen actually was the king of gaming, I would totally run Ryzen in this board, but they're just not fast enough. Gotta get their latency down. I bet you if they got their latency, like if they got their fabric clock up another couple hundred megahertz, and they got their latency down to like 50 nanoseconds, they would probably win gaming. That would be like just enough to get it there. Alright. We're going to do one more cache test to verify everything. And then OCCT is what we're going to be using. Shoulders hurt from bending over so much. OCCT is what we're going to be using to do our stress test. 55, looks good, looks good. Man, that write speed bothers the hell out of me. I just don't like how they did that. I guess it doesn't matter. We'll find out in gaming anyway. 59.6. Hell yeah. Alright. So, what we're going to do now... OCCT is my application of choice because it doesn't make the CPU too hot, but it volleys the voltages so much and the transient responses, so like it'll push the load and then bring it back and then push the load and then bring it'll keep doing that over and over and over, trying to crash the CPU on purpose, but it won't small FFT the damn thing like Prime 95 will, and then you're running at 100 degrees for an hour. I don't like that. Alright, so apparently we're not stable at all here. Can't even open the damn app. That's weird. That's interesting. Everything so far has been stable. Oh, I might need to install that Microsoft Flash pack or whatever to run the app. That's probably what it is. I might have to... Oh, never mind. Alright. So I guess we're not stable. Well, let's hit the run button anyway, see what happens. So you just leave it like this. It'll already put the amount of threads. You want to leave it on large dataset. If you put small or medium dataset, that's pretty much Prime 95 small FFT, and it just roasts your CPU. Don't do that. You don't have to. You literally don't have to do that in order to find your stability. So with Intel CPUs, if this makes it for about 20 minutes, you know you're good for the most part. You can pretty much game on a 20-minute stability of this. If you do an hour or two and it doesn't come up with any errors, then you're done. So for the end of this video, I'm going to leave this going for the next hour or so. And then I'll come back and let's see if it... let's see if we're done. Alright, so I was playing around with it pretty much all night. And there's a few things I figured out or learned. The SoC voltage has a hard cap or limit at 1.2 volts. If you go over that, I'm not sure if it introduces like noise or I don't even know, but if you go over 1.2 volts, that's what was turning it off that whole time. This entire video was I tried to go 1.22, 1.26 SoC voltage. A couple of seconds of that and it powers off. So I'm not sure if it's a hard cap or hardware level cap of some sort, but 1.2 volts. I think that's why the auto setting in the default, what does it say here? Auto setting is 1.19, like right under 1.2 volts. Which is good to know. I even brought it all the way down to 1.15 and it still worked fine. No performance difference at all. So I'm just going to leave it there because that works. In terms of the stress test, I couldn't get 4.5 stable without an obscene amount of voltage. So I went down to 4.4 and I stress tested this for an hour and it was fine. I'm just doing it again. 4.4 passes for an hour, which is good because all I wanted to know was if the memory clock and the fabric clocks were stable. So if there's no errors on 4.4, that's fine. But for the benchmarking, I'm going to put it to 4.5 just because it can be stable in gaming but not stable in stress tests, because stress tests are kind of a unique situation where a gaming load would never do that to a CPU, right? So I actually already installed Fortnite and ran it a little bit at 4.5 and it works fine. So yeah, that's it for this video. This was a hell of a long one. Now that I know what I'm doing, I'm probably going to re-record this in a short but sweet 10-minute, like, Cole's Notes, spoon feed. This is what you have to do to get this performance type of thing. No dicking around with this stuff. But, yeah, hell of a learning experience doing this, though. And, so now if I ever had to do it again for Ryzen 4000 or whatever, I got no problems doing with this stuff. But, yeah, alright, I'm gonna go record the quick how-to right now, and I'm gonna post this one up just in case anybody wants to watch it. There's still a lot of good nuggets of info in this one. There's a lot of wrong stuff in this video, but there's also the ways that I troubleshooted when I knew it was wrong. So there's actually some value there. That's why I think I'm just going to post this video up anyway. Just because just seeing someone troubleshoot things that are wrong has, yeah, it has value. I already said that. All right. I'm tired. I'm going to go. Yeah. Subscribe if you enjoyed this content, and I'll see you guys later.